Are we on? Sorry. Just caught by surprise. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Tom, why are you trying to give me a heart attack?
Could have been dangerous.
And there I was. You wouldn't believe. And then, no, it didn't happen. Hey, sorry. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bookshelf Live. We are... why is that funny? Is it because of what just happened? We are all good. The lads have been working since 5 a.m. on different podcasts and so forth. So that's why they're just a little rough around the edges today, but they're doing okay. They're tunnelers. They'll get us out there. There's no doubt about it. And we are here for a little while just to kind of riff and rave about what's happening in the world. I mentioned on Instagram that I'd let you know where we've been and what we've been doing and catch up on the world. The sunglasses. These pockets are great because you don't need a handbag. So what we got is it's been a while since we were here, about 2 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and so we've got a lot to report, and we'll come through. So what did we talk about? Well, I did get to Downing Street, which was pretty exciting. I'll tell you about that. I also went to a stage production of Jeffrey Bernard is Unwell. Are you familiar with that play? Okay, so I'll tell you about that. But it was in a bar in Soho. It was just tremendous fun. Where else was I? I was at the embassy for drinks on Patrick's Day. Met a guy in the park on my way there who asked me for a photo. Turns out he was recording, put it out on Instagram, and it was very funny. Real nice guy. So it was all good. I saw the new No Jesbo. No, wrong. Strike that, reverse. Joe Nesbo, or Jo Nesbo. And he's Norway's finest crime writer. And he's got a new series of his books are out on Netflix. So I've watched some of that in advance. I think we should talk about Louis Theroux's Manosphere. Everyone's talking about it. Saw that last week. New show starting on Times Radio.
Who's ringing you?
My mother. Mum. Hang on, I will. How are you, Mum? No, I'm not. I'm in Dublin. But I tell you what, I'm in the middle of something at the moment. I promise you I'll call you afterwards. Is that okay? That will be in about 40 minutes, half an hour. Is that okay? I'll definitely give you a call. If I have time, I'll call into you as well. But I'll definitely call you. Is that okay? All right. Okay, lots of love. Bye. Well, that wasn't planned, but there she is. She'll call probably again in another 30 seconds just to make sure I'm still okay, which I am, because she's a great woman. Anyway, happy Mother's Day belated. But we did have Mother's Day together, which was really, really nice. Now, that was distracting, but that's live. That's what we do. Where are you in the world watching us today or listening to us? If you're listening on the live, we love to hear from you, particularly if you're from a land far, far away. And tell us what you'd like to know and what you want to ask. This is also giving a little taste of what the live Bookshelf Live shows are going to be. They will be happening very, very soon. In fact, this day week in the Pavilion in Dún Laoghaire. This one's sold out, but it's going to be wonderful. If you didn't get tickets for that, the 3 Olympia at Dublin on Monday the 8th of June, ticketmaster.ie for that. And there will be a big QR code. You can ask all these questions about anything of me and our guest. Now, we've got Joseph O'Connor for our guest, as our guest, Bookshelf Live next Friday. We've got to secure a great name for Limerick. I'm delighted about that. Will be happening in Thursday, the 7th of May, in the Lime Tree Theatre in Limerick. So head to limetreebelltable.ie for details. Galway, Tuesday, 2nd of June, tht.ie, and corkoperahouse.ie for Thursday, 30th of April. So myself and Aidan and Tom, who work with me here behind the scenes, are going to, we're going on a road trip. We're going to go down and say hello to our friends in Cork and in Limerick in a couple of weeks' time, which is going to be gas. Who's driving that clown car? Because I'm not taking them a noddy. I only have a little Ford Fiesta. That's not going to hold all of us in
I'll do the pedals, stand
you,
the wheel.
That sounds a good idea. Have you got? You must have a nice jammer. I take it. No, nothing. How about you, Tom? Do you drive?
Well, I drive a car.
I drive. I don't have a car.
I drive my mummy's car.
No, good on you. You're trying to drive my mother's car. She should give her a call. Anyway, that's going to be great fun, and we'll insta that trip as well. I think that could be good fun in the car, and people can tell us where to stop and where to go. Hello from Sydney. That's exciting. Who are we talking to there? V.A. Mahan. Vamahan. Welcome. That's great. Jock says it's Daffodil Day today. Oh, I must get myself a daffodil. I love Daffodil Day. It's really important, and thank you for reminding us. It's great. Hello, Ryan from Limerick. Well, hello to you. We will see you in a few weeks' time. Liam is in New York. Welcome, Liam. Great to hear from you, and thanks for being here. Beautiful sunshine in Buncrana, says Anne, who is in Inisharoon, and Helen is in sunny Galway. Isn't it beautiful, lads, the weather outside? It makes life so much easier and so much more pleasant on the head. Welcome one, welcome all. Great to hear from you. Let's go to Downing Street with my little story from that, will we? Well, what happened there was Keir Starmer about a year ago said, I'm having an Irish event for Patrick's Day, right? So that went well. And this year he said, I'm going to do it again. And I got invited. I thought, yeah, I've got to go to Downing Street. I've been there, but only at the door when we did the Late Late Show from London a few years ago. But we didn't go through the door. So it was a bit knock, knock, open wide to see what's on the other side. And I wanted to... It's a cultural reference there. Yeah. It's Bosco. Oh, no, it's the Prime Minister. Either way, I was expecting somebody else. Sorry, Keir. And it was just like you can imagine in the movies. Everyone loves talking about Love Actually, which gets kind of funny. But you go through the door and you see the steps, and you go up the steps, and it's all the Prime Ministers and former holders of the office are in portrait form and laterally in photograph form. And then there's little Liz Truss there that you're heading towards the what's that? It's a lettuce. It's a lettuce, Tom. Don't offend the woman. And then we into the ballroom of romance, and sure enough, there's great people there. And who else? Orla Kiley was there. She's very, very friendly, very pleasant lady, and the Irish ambassador to the UK ambassador to Ireland, and Laura Whitmore, a whole host of people. Anyway, it's great fun. Keir Starmer rocks up. Says a few words and then says, and now I'm going to pour a few pints. And sure enough, I said, well, I'll have one, please. And he poured a pint, very good pint of Guinness. Then he shook hands. I said, well, thanks for having us. And that's great. He gave a very nice speech. And what did I notice about Keir Starmer? He's not brilliant in person. Not brilliant in person. He's not great on TV and radio. He doesn't come across he comes across a bit robotic, but actually in person he was much warmer. It can often be the way. Gave a lovely speech about Ireland and the UK and all the rest of it. And then weirdly, fast forward last Saturday night, what happens? All of Ireland are shouting for England. I mean, how did that happen? Which was the strangest thing in the world. And then fast forward to this week, and there's Micheál Martin sitting in the Oval Office defending Keir Starmer's honour to Donald Trump. What's happening in the world? I was alive in the 80s. I remember when none of this would have ever been a dream in someone's head. So I think it's a good news story. It's really, really nice. So that's good. Keeping in London for a minute. I went to the Coach and Horses. It's known by locals as Norman's. There's a lot of Coach and Horse pubs in the UK, but Norman's one is in Greek Street, I think. So myself and my pal Oisin, and another lovely woman called Margaret Nagle. Margaret Nagle was responsible largely for Boardwalk Empire, that great TV show, among other things. And she joined us at the bar in this pub. And for those of you who know, Geoffrey Bernard is Unwell is a play by Keith Waterhouse, most famously performed by Peter O'Toole as Geoffrey Bernard, who was a real life figure, who was a journalist when he was sober. So both times, he was an habitué, a barfly in this very pub that I'm talking about. And the play is on the West End, or has been. But this time I went to see Robert Bathurst played him, and we were sitting at the bar waiting for the play to start. And the next thing, he stumbles down the stairs behind the bar and just goes, oh, fuck. And you look over, and there he is with a glass and a cigarette, and you go, so-so's gone to the bloody dog. And it begins. That's how the play begins. And he's kind of half cut wandering around the pub telling stories. It's really good. He's great. You'd know him from Cold Feet and Downton Abbey. So that was a great all night, and it was a really interesting way to see a play. Also, sing hallelujah, gods for those gods who shine on those of us who just have a low attention span. It's 80 minutes. Yes. So we're loving that. Okay, shall we take some comments as we keep going? Okay, in the car at work, eating my lunch in Buttevant, County Cork. Did you meet Larry the cat? No, funny you should mention that, because I hope, first of all, bon appetit in the car. Sounds depressing, but I actually say it's quite nice to be away from everyone. I love a cup of tea in the car, being honest. Why? I do. It
sounds like you make it in the kettle and go to the...
into the drive. No. If I'm going somewhere, even short, like, have you ever been to Sandyford Industrial Estate? Yeah. It's impossible to get to. It takes forever to get to, so I always bring a cup of tea. Anyway, that's just my top tip. If you ever go to Sandyford, I'm going to Woody's. Put the kettle on, and I like the takeaway cup and everything. It's just so nice. My God, I'm losing it, haven't I, really? No, it's one of those glass ones. When you said cup of tea, I imagine you with the mug in the car. I've done that too. Yeah, that's good. I like the Lindt chocolate balls. You know, the ones that because they have like mint Lindt and the white ones, and they're all sorts of flavors. It's a smorgasbord, Tom. The Shamrock Shake is getting out of control, but I don't mind it at all. I haven't had one for a long time. I'm trying to eat better. No, they just had the most disgusting sandwich in my life just now. But I was in a mad rush between jigs and reels. Now, the thing that I want to go back to our friend who was asking the question in the car eating their lunch in Buttevant. Did you meet Larry the cat? The answer is no. But a lot of people ask, did I meet Larry the cat? Larry the cat being, I think, the longest serving cat resident of Downing Street. Mind you, a lettuce would serve a longer time. But no, Larry the cat. Yeah, I didn't get to meet Larry, but I did enjoy it, the experience. Teresa says, I just joined in. I'm on the bus. I went to the Irish Wildlife Sounds at St. Luke's. Or you're going, sorry, to Irish Wildlife Sounds at St. Luke's tonight. Shout out to Sean Ronayne and wish him luck. Of course, Unheard Sounds at St. Luke's. Do we know what that is? I'm not familiar, but Teresa, thank you. Enjoy listening with my mother. She said, is that a kind of a podcast? Well, do you know what? That is the most legitimate question your mother asked, because we don't know the answer to that question. Because it's a live radio it feels like a live radio show. And yet it's being, I'm talking to you. Look, he's just, look at the camera. It feels like a live radio show, and yet some people will be listening to it as a podcast. So strictly speaking, Anne's mammy, is it a kind of podcast? Yes. If you say, is it a podcast or a radio show? The answer is also yes. Is this confusing? Yes. Just sit back and enjoy it? Yes. That's probably the best policy. Elsewhere, in Kells, County Meath, got a big fat book token. Amazing. For Mother's Day. So please tell me what to buy. All right, I will. I'd mention two of my favourite books of 2026. Okay, hang on. That's a good cup of tea, in fairness. That is the international book fiction is Good People by Patima Sabat. This is a book for people who are in a hurry. Short chapters, about 2 pages each, and each chapter is told in the voice of somebody who's seen something to do with the story. We don't know as readers what the hell happened, but we're learning page by page what happened through the witness voices. It's really good, very entertaining. Not funny entertaining, just intriguing. So I'd get that with a book token. If you're thinking non-fiction, my absolute favourite non-fiction book of the year so far, and I'm back on the high seas again, lads. I don't know where this came about, happened with The Wager, and now I'm back with Neptune's Fortune, written by Julian Sancton. He wrote Madhouse at the End of the Earth, which was also ship-worthy, but of a different hue. This one, Neptune's Fortune, is about a particular boat. It's a Spanish galleon that had what are now billions of dollars worth of silver and gold. It went down, no one could find it. So this author, they found this guy. He's been looking for it for 40 years. This guy, he found it, not the author, the character in the book, true story. And he said, "Great, we got it." Now, this is now 17th century. Imagine 1600s. Now it's 2026. It's still in the courts. Why? Because the ship is there with billions of dollars worth of gold and silver on it. It's found off the Colombian coast. The Colombians are saying, well, that's in our sea territory, so that we own it. The Spanish are saying, but it was on the way to our king in the 17th century. We want it back. The Peruvians are saying it was taken from our mines in the hills through slave labour. We want a cut of it. And then the guys who found the treasure hunters, are saying, just a minute, we found the stuff, we located it, we spent decades getting it, we want it. So it's now everyone's a piece of it. It's called Neptune's Fortune. It's a great book. Reads like a thriller. So there's 2 good books for your book token, I would say. Now, elsewhere, what do you got? Mary, I'm currently reading The Truth About Ruby Cooper. Well, you're talking about Liz Nugent's new book, which landed in my postbox this very morning, and there it is. It's a great cover, isn't it? It's very striking. They did, yeah, vibrant, good word. And the reviews in the back, I mean, if you ever want a blurb, they're all there. I loved it too. And I've heard positive reviews all around the place about this, so which I'm delighted about. The Truth About Ruby Cooper takes on quite a lot of challenging strands in it. And it is well worth investigating. If you're looking for a book this weekend, you can't go wrong with Liz Nugent, that's for sure. And she is in amazing form with that wonderful book. Good on you. Where else have we got? Hello from Boston. Just finished a great book called Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. Timely and beautifully written. Thank you for that. Good morning from chilly Florida. Holy smoke. Welcome. Derek is reading The Shortest History of Ireland. Oh, I saw that in the bookshop by James Hawes. Enjoying it. Okay. I didn't pick it up, but I like that. Tom says, I used to go to the Coach and Horses in the 80s. Great place. But Norman would throw you out if he didn't like you. Yeah, well, he's one of those barmen. We know them. Those landlords and landladies who are characters. There's a fine line between a character and a rude person. But nevertheless, that's what it was. What was the name of the pub? The High B in Cork. I used to love that. And the guy who ran that is since deceased. He used to hate no kissing, no mobile phones, and no TV. So it was, depending on what you're into, it was that kind of pub. But it was full of character. I quite liked it. Elsewhere, just finished Good People. Loved it. An intriguing way of allowing a story unfold. That's the one I was just recommending. Delighted. Hello to all those great people selling daffodils today. Here. Welcome. And thanks, everybody. Have you ever written a quote for a book cover? Yes, I have. And oftentimes it goes two ways. Sometimes I'm asked, would you please read my book and can I have a quote? Which I'm happy to do. Difficulty is if I'm not mad about the book, I have to find a way around that, which I think you'll see when you see. You won't see it in Liz's books, but when you'll see sometimes, there are sometimes what I would call a mealy-mouthed quote where they're going, oh, it's a roller coaster. Yeah, I don't think that's, so... but then sometimes I will be raving about a book like here, and somebody will be listening in, like a book publicist or an author or a family member, and say, God, he said some really nice things about you. And they'd say, can we use that bit? And that happens sometimes with movies and books, but mostly books. And yeah, I'm happy to do it. Anything to keep the books going. Listening in from St. Patrick's Cathedral, if you don't mind. In Dublin, we have a new community and education space. And are thinking of starting a book club or themed coffee morning. I wonder, would people be interested? Well, you won't know until you start it. And give it a go. I think it's a great thing to do. Got a lovely message from the Irish ambassador to Morocco yesterday. Well, no, but I did. Well, it's life is bizarre. A lovely woman, and I'd met her before when she was the consul general to New York, and she had recommended me the Mysterious Bookshop in New York City, and I went down and I loved it. And since then, every year they have the Mysterious Bookshop Christmas stories, all based around this bookshop. Anyway, she's very kindly said that the interest in Irish culture and literature in Morocco and around the place is huge, and maybe I should come over there someday and get involved in a book situation. So I thought, well, why not? It was lovely to hear from her. And I've never been to Morocco. So I thought I'd like to have a little visit there at some point. So thank you for that. I asked for a book token for Mother's Day, says text. But I've just started the new T.M. Logan. It's called The Weekend. But I am chomping at the bit to meet Ruby Cooper. The new Liz Nugent, says Cy. And you won't be disappointed. It is waiting for you. It's a great feeling when you're dying to get to the next book. I love that. Helen says, I'm taking a break from my Hungarian studies. What? I thought I was the one who came up with bizarre non sequiturs, but that really finishes us all off. To watch you. See you in the Cork Opera House. Oh, brilliant, Helen. But what's Hungarian studies? Is that history? Is it language? Is it politics? And why? I mean, why not, you'll say, but why? I'd love to get another message from you, please. My father is a diver. Great recommendation. Oh, sorry, my husband is a diver. Why did I even get father? My husband is a diver. A great recommendation, says you. Yes, that is called, what's the book called? Neptune's Fortune by Julian Sancton. That's the name of the book. He'll love that. Still no mobiles. You'll get kicked out of the High B. Oh, so that's well done, High B. I was there. I generally, do you know what? If we're doing, I don't know if we're doing an overnight in Cork, but if we were, we would definitely go there for a scoop. Okay, in other things to discuss, I went to see Peaky Blinders. The Immortal Man. So here are my thoughts on Peaky Blinders. One, it's now. No, I'm not going to get no plots. No plots. No, but that 4 fingers went into 4 ears there. Okay, I mean what? No, in it to stop them hearing. They're not into weird stuff. So back to the proper story. Peaky Blinders is I watched every episode of the series of the seasons. Are we all agreed on that? This is a Peaky Blinder room. Okay, good. And I loved it. I think the whole. I particularly liked Arthur Shelby. Arthur, that was great. He's not in this one. He can't be. I don't think, because of the stuff that happened to him in one of the final episodes in the series, if I'm not mistaken. But you might need a little refresher. Anyway, back to Peaky Blinders. 2 things on this. One, it's out now today on Netflix, so that's great. You can watch it there if you want. I wanted to see it in the cinema, being honest with you, because it was for a number of reasons. Back to the mobile phones. I didn't have to look at my mobile phone, which was great. 2, It's a very moody. Look, put it this way: if Wuthering Heights looks like an ad for Chanel, Peaky Blinders looks like an ad for whiskey. It smells pungent. Yeah, there's a lot of cigarettes and tweed, and if you emptied out Glenn Hansard's wardrobe on top of Mumford and Sons weekend attire, threw in 20 Rothmans and really dirty ones, and a bottle of whiskey, Peaky Blinders, Immortal Man. Does that make sense? That review?
Look great on the movie.
Well, you take that.
Love that.
They'll call me saying, "Can we use that?" So that's essentially what it is. But then Barry Keoghan's in it. You know that he has an important role. Anyway, in the cinema, the reason I'm not saying a huge amount about it is because in the cinema, just before the film starts, a voiceover comes on and it goes, "Harry, it's Cillian here," in a very sort of not like, "Hello there, it's Cillian Murphy," because he's low key guy. "Hi, it's Cillian here. Just to let you know, if you're watching this now in the cinema, it's because you're not waiting for Netflix, and don't give away any spoilers. Thanks a million. Enjoy the movie." What? That was very low key, but actually it was quite effective, because now I don't want to tell you anything about the movie. By order of the Peaky Blind. I don't want to razor blades in my forehead, so I think I'll just keep it to myself. Thanks, Cillian. Kind of low key but menacing, that. And but did I like it? Yeah, I really liked it. Could I have watched it if I hadn't watched the series? No, not a hope. I would be lost. So you either just choose to ignore it until you've seen all the episodes of it, or if you've watched the series, I think you'll really enjoy meeting the characters again and all the rest of it. Very broody. Very broody, but you know what you're getting with these guys. So it's a yes from me on the Peaky Blinders, for sure. Yeah, that's a yes. And I tell you, if I didn't like it, that's for sure. Paula says The Land in Winter by Andrew Miller. I read that, beautifully narrated by the author, as I hammer and file at my jewellery bench. That's quite a nice thing to be doing. It feels like you're one of the seven dwarfs, like a tink, 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 work the whole night through. Anyway, Paula, that book was very, very good. And did I say or do something wrong there? No. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. No full stops, just commas. The idea of the Land in Winter is really good. I liked it. Elizabeth Day recommended it to me, and I'm glad she did. It was a bit of a slow burner, and that was fine. My head was in the slow burner mode at that point, so that's okay. What am I reading at the moment? I can't remember the name of it. It's one of those strange names. I'll come back to you on that. Mark from Scarbados, our old mate. Ryan, you might want to get a map of the fast food outlets if you go to Morocco. Not sure the food will be for your palate. And how's BookBot recently? Well, BookBot was unwell for a while because, BookBot ran out of battery. Yeah, and he was panicking because he was saying, please, please charge me. Please charge me. And then the police came along and misunderstood the whole thing. BookBot ended up in... No, I wasn't even thinking. That just came off. No. And then he got out of prison. But actually, as it turns out, they went to him, it was a hard drive, and it was a... So BookBot was had to answer for a few crimes, but he has a very, very wealthy boss in Amazon who was able to spring him by putting a few strings in the White House. So BookBot got a presidential pardon since we last met. Got a pardon, BookBot. So BookBot tiptoed. Where is this going? There's this so serious. So BookBot ended up having a big, big night out in the East Village with fellow BookBots because they're going to take over the world. And apparently it was AI-tastic. They had the time of their lives. So I'll tell him you're asking for him when he wakes up and recovers from the mother of all BookBotian hangovers. But that's for another day. Otherwise, Mark, I hope you're well. And I will check out, Morocco food, that's going to be a problem. Just chicken, anything with chicken on a skewer, that's okay. I'll probably survive, as long as it wasn't once a goat. Elsewhere, listening in from sunny Enfield, I was chatting to you here a few weeks ago, the midwife who went back to study AI after 30 years. Just passed. What? You died? Oh no, your exams. Whew, that was close. That was a pretty morbid joke there. Sorry. Congratulations. I went back to study AI after 30 years. What a great thing to study, because you're now on the money. You'll understand things that we will never understand. So I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you. Well done. My son-in-law, this is the Hungarian. My son-in-law is Hungarian. Most of his family only speak presume that's Hungarian, is it? Or is that a thing?
Typo, or if that's
Or is it comes out all capitals HHUNNG, unless somebody struck you on the back of the head as you were typing it, and you could only just go, "He speaks," in which case we need a chubby Belgian with a twirly moustache to come along and find out what happened. Ann Dixon says, so from Kilbeggan, it's getting trippy now in here, isn't it? I don't know what's happening. I'm completely hooked on the Louise Penny, Armand Gamache books from your recommendation. Love them. I had a lovely chat with Stig Abel. Have you heard of Stig Abel from Times Radio Breakfast? Great writer in his own right, in fairness to him. But himself and Kate McCann, who's a wonderful presenter, they present the breakfast show there, and we were on with Jane McCarrans, who's now doing the Saturday afternoon show on Sunday Times, on Times Radio, to my Sunday show, which starts this Sunday. And they're all Louise Penny fans as well. So that's good news. And I'm delighted you're in, Anne, because I've read all 20 of them, and they are just such lovely books, joyful books to read. So go for it. A lot of people saying, how do we download, how do we listen to you on the Sunday Times? It's very straightforward. Just get the app and it's on it. I mean, I can use it. I can navigate it. It's really easy. Or your smart speaker. Do you own a smart speaker, Aidan?
Mine just literally died.
Or do you know who killed it? BookBot will be in. What? No, I think he did. See, BookBot is very sinister. Recently pardoned though, so he's kind of getting a bit high in his own. You know. What about you, Tom? No, I thought you invented the smart speaker, for God's sake. That's smart. But you can shout at your smart speaker. Your smart speaker is play Times Radio, play Tuberty or whatever, and it goes, yes, I will. Hello from Dubai. Crikey, Brian, Dubai, how are you over there? I hope it's all working out. Not an easy time to be in Dubai by the looks of things. So, and then there's lots about what will happen to Dubai in the future in terms of people going over there. And I met a lot of Irish people over there when I was there about 3 years ago as a guest at a conference. And it's a fascinating place, there's no doubt about it, but it's not an easy place to be these days. So, Brian, you mind yourself. Sinead, nearly finished Intermezzo. I haven't read that. By Sally Rooney, best book I've read in ages. Good. And favourite thing about Big Tom is, what am I missing there?
I think it's Bog Tom.
Oh, is it a book?
Bog Tom. So this is someone who met you in Mallintown a few years ago. Got a picture with you. Thanks for the photo. What's your favourite thing about Bog Tom? Any story?
I think he might be asking about Big Tom, the singer, Big Tom and the Mainliners. Yeah, that's Big Tom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Bog Tom. Do you remember Bog Tom? He wouldn't get off the toilet. No, but Big Tom, on the other hand, Bog Tom was a guy who just loved turf. He was at it every day, every night. No, but Big Tom and the Mainliners. Big Tom was one of the greatest legends of the Irish country music scene for much of the 70s and 80s and into the 90s. He was a guest of ours on the Late Country Special before he passed away. And I don't have any great stories about Big Tom. I didn't know the man at all other than interviewing him a couple of times. And I can tell you, he was an absolute pleasure to interview. So that's the main thing there. Now, let me move back to Bukes, the Joe Nesbo from Norway. Did I mention this already? He's got his new series out coming out on Netflix. So they've taken his book 5, the Devil's Star, in the Harry Hole is his detective, but it's Norwegian, so it's Harry Ola, and you have to call it that because I interviewed Joe for my show on thank you, Tack. I interviewed him on for the radio show on Sunday, and Joe Nesbo, and he had a lot to say about. He hates that. Yeah, not he hates it. I think he doesn't like that everyone calls it Harry Hole in Europe, or at least where he's not from. But it's actually Harry Ola. But I think that if I went to the pub and said, "Have you read the latest Harry Ola?" They'd go, "Yeah, do you know what? Get out." Get a taxi. Yeah. Just call it Harry Hole for what it is. But nevertheless, taking all of my aunties to see you in the pavilion next week. Girls' night out. Helen, I cannot wait. I'm excited for next Friday night. Is first live show I've done for a long time in front of an audience. I can't think of the last time. It was interviewed in the Mansion House in Round Room. That was a live audience, but I wasn't running it. I remember the assembly wasn't live, but it was a big. But it was a big. That was a 3.5-hour press conference, which is pretty intense. I've had one or two of those sessions. But this will be a joyful occasion and a bit of a homecoming, really. And you will have QR codes around the reception, and you can log on to that and start shooting questions over to me, and then we'll put them on the screen. And I'll take them on. I think that's going to be great fun, and similarly with Joseph O'Connor. So I hope you like that. Hello, Ryan from Northumberland. Well, hello. I'm on holidays. I've just been visiting Barter's Books here this week. I don't know that. Magic place. Just finished reading Lucy Beckett's The Leaves Are Falling, and it's excellent. Thank you for that. Entirely. And another from Tom. I worked in AI, my first job in the 1970s. I worked with pigs, pigs, sheep, and horses. Artificial insemination was the OG AI, let's face it. And that's what it was called in those. I often think, because if you're from an agricultural community or even island, as we are largely, or at least used to be, AI only meant one thing. And so there's probably a whole generation every time they hear AI, they go, or something, and they go, I love AI. You sure? Yep, it's my favorite. AI is the future. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, one or two other things to mention before we say goodbye. And thank you for being here, and thank you for your questions and comments. We love that. The Louis Theroux, just very quickly, Louis Theroux Manosphere, you saw it. It was very, very. I love Louis Theroux's documentaries, and I like his style. It wouldn't be for everybody, but I like it. I think it's unobtrusive, but effective. He can work an eyebrow as well as Roger Moore, and it can tell its own story. I thought the Manosphere program, it showed the fellas up for being. There's a great word that I heard a man mentioned in Connemara once. He was talking about somebody who was grieving, and he said the poor man was pathetic. And it's an old word. It came up in a crossword recently, describing somebody as piteous, somebody you actually feel sorry for. You feel it's pathetic. It's a very old way of putting it. But these guys that I saw were both pathetic. I feel sorry for them in a weird way, and pathetic as we know it now, because you know that expression, hurt people hurt people. These guys I felt they all had darkness and sadness in their lives and decided to fight it by becoming unpleasant people. And that would be my uneducated, but certainly from the couch take on this. I'm not just saying these guys are good guys at all. It's horrible. And they're really just selling snake oil to vulnerable people. That's the bottom line. I thought it was awful. I thought it was an important program because it got into the lives of people like me, maybe Aidan, who would be aware of it, but certainly somebody of my age, privileged, white, male, middle-aged, all the rest of it, to see it, laid out before me, because I'm not in that world. But it would make me think if I had a son, which I don't have, but if I had a son, or, there's young men in the world, God, is everything okay? And, you just kind of watch behavior patterns and stuff like that. But I thought it was an expert. It's on Netflix. It's well worth watching. And if I had a teenage son, I'd probably, they wouldn't want to watch it with me because just what teenager wants to watch TV with their dad mostly. But I would suggest that they do watch it. It's really a very good program. Good journalism. Good TV show. What are two other quick things? Shanachieha, we mentioned before here. Shanachieha being this amazing thing that they do. Kieran Griffin, or Gaffney, I should say. Gaff, as he's called. Organises these. They're all over the world, and the young people, Irish to start with, mixture between Shanachie and Iha. Shanachieha, an evening of storytelling. And people come in, and 4 before the interval, 4 after, and they have stories that last between 10 and 15 minutes each on the theme of the evening. And these aren't professional storytellers. They're just people who have a story to tell and tell it really well. And we are doing one. I wanted to do a fundraiser for the London Irish Centre in Camden in London. So I got in touch with Seamus. He loved the idea. In fact, we went to a Shanachie in Dalston a few weeks ago, and we loved it. And he said, yeah, let's do it. And Gaff said, yeah, I'd love to do it. Let's do it. So we're going to do, it'll sell out in a minute on Monday at midday. The tickets are going on sale. It's happening at the end, last Thursday in April in Camden. It'll be a great time. Just if you're in London, or if you have pals in London, you might want to come along. It's a great night out. So I'll co-host it with Gaff, who kind of runs the show really, but I'll be there just to say waka waka, to fuzzy bear it up. See you in the pavilion. Who's that from? It looks like Linda, doesn't it? Linda, see you. A lot of people are saying they're going to see us there. That's going to be great. Quick reminder, just because in case you didn't get it, Cork on April 30th, Limerick Lime Tree Theatre May 7th. June 2nd, Town Hall Theatre, Galway. And then if you missed the Pavilion, because that's sold out a few times, or at least twice over. Monday, the 8th of June, 3 Olympia Theatre, Dublin, ticketmaster.ie. They are promising to be great. Now, we'll announce our guests on closer to the time, but we have some great names ready for you, and we'll fill you in on that. All right, that's where we say goodbye. It's crazy. We might try again next week at some point, but we just wanted to catch up and see how you're all at. Thank you for watching. Thanks for taking part. Thanks for your interest. You're amazing. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Aidan. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time. Have a lovely weekend.